And we're live. What's going on, everybody? Nick Rose live, back at it again. Today, we have a different kind of video. As you can see on my screen currently, Rocket League has a 34 gigabyte update that is going into effect the night of June 9th as I'm recording this. If you aren't aware, Season 23 starts tomorrow, and I believe it starts in like less than 3 hours at midnight, which means if I'm going to record any more Road to Platinums to climb up as high as possible before Season 23 is reset and I have to play placement matches all over again and essentially restart the series from scratch, it needs to be done in like the next 3 hours. And it's going to take at least an hour for this freaking game to update, which is not ideal. Not ideal if you're trying to grind ones to get platinum. However, I think this is a fantastic opportunity while the game is updating and we can't play it for me to upgrade my mind, upgrade my intelligence, and consult how to get better at the game by not even playing it. So, in preparation for this video, I decided to dive headfirst into the cesspool of the internet that is reddit.com. Now, Reddit sometimes has genuine people out there giving really solid advice in whatever they may be passionate and or more of an expert in. So, I joined up the Rocket League subreddit and I decided to type out a what you might call very clickbaity kind of post where I essentially lamented to the whole Rocket League subreddit, whoever was reading it, that I basically made like a whiny bitch little post that was like, I can't grow, I can't get better, I want to quit the game. Is it me or is it the game? So I just want everyone to know going into this, I do not like there. Obviously, there's truth to the joke that I'm pulling off here. Obviously, I'm not that good at the game. I know I'm a gold right now. Like I am literally in like the bottom 40 or 30% of people who play this game most likely. I understand that it comes off a certain way. I just want you to know I genuinely like don't feel this depressed or bad about the way I play Rocket League. Like I posted this purely for fun with the hope that I would get some good responses. And I genuinely did, and I think what we apply from what people told me on Reddit is definitely going to help my gameplay. So let's go over to what I posted on Reddit. Okay, hopefully this show is perfect. All right, so this was my post right here, and I'm going to read off of the Google Chrome browser now. So I titled it, I Can't Grow, I Can't Reach Platinum, Am I Missing Something or Just Need to Uninstall? That in itself is like very dramatic. You know what I mean? Like, clearly I'm willing to grind this shit when no one's around in my free time on camera, and like I have no problem posting myself being mad on the internet, so like I'm not gonna uninstall it. But let's get into the post so you guys understand what I was trying to get out of it. I've been playing since back in 2017 on and off, true, but for the past 6 months I've gotten really into playing with my friends who are plats and diamonds respectively, true, and it got me wanting to genuinely improve so I could make our session/winning more fun. I've been hard stuck in Gold 1/Gold 2 peak in all game modes for the past couple months. That is also technically untrue. I've been Gold 3 peak. I just wanted to also kind of play it down. It's really not that much of a white lie. Just wanted to put it out there. Um, and right now, I'm attempting to get Platinum in 1v1s before Season 23 starts in a couple days. True. If you're watching this channel, you already know it's true. At this point, I have absolutely zero chance, and it's making me want to literally uninstall. True. Not because I'm trying, not because I'm not trying, or I'm lazy, or I'm insecure. I genuinely just think the game is designed this way, so I keep running on the hamster wheel thinking I have a shot. Obviously, way too overdramatic. I can consistently score 5+ goals in my best 1v1s, and usually nab a couple saves while playing pretty conservative and patient on defense. Also true if you've seen the best games. Not true consistently overall. The mistakes I'm making anytime I try to utilize a higher rank mech or practice getting better at anything more than pressing RT always ends up in me gifting another peak gold player free goals which makes it seem impossible for me to actually rank up MMR wise, or in the truer sense of my actual gameplay. That is also a stretch, but there is truth to the fact that, especially in the early Road to Platinum episodes, I was focusing a lot on like just the MMR rising and not like on like the quality of the wins I was getting. When I'd say now we're kind of developing like this is Rocket League. Like I'm just gonna play. Why is the skill gap to become Platinum in 1v1 so far above me right now when I can easily hold my own in Platinum and even Diamond games? You're going to see in the comments that's going to be a contention with higher ranked players, which I do acknowledge is definitely bullshit as I typed it, but it felt good as part of it. If you guys, I don't have to keep explaining that. Is it just 1v1s genuinely being a true representation of skill that generally falls one rank below what people have in 2s and 3s, which I know to generally be true? Is there any validity to it simply being a mindset/mentality thing on grinding solo queues? Or do I just have to drink 5 energy drinks and lose my soul to a screen and controller just to feel any kind of accomplishment or advancement in this game? That was not a personal attack at anyone. I'm so sorry. I don't know, man. I'm just tired and disappointed in myself, but also feeling ripped off. I know I can be consistently better. Why am I not there yet? ... So, as you can see, I literally decided to write a chapter of a book to basically tell the subreddit that I'm bad at Rocket League. And what happened, honestly, was like I posted that early, like in the middle of last week. In like the first hour that I posted it, I got like the majority of my replies, which I thought was honestly, thank you to the Rocket League subreddit. You guys are very attentive and you clearly care about new or inexperienced or whoever people complaining. You still treat them as genuinely as someone posting something cool, which I think is, you know, a nice standard to live up to. Let's see this first response. While yes, Plat 1s is generally Diamond and Champ players in 2s. The core of your problem is this idea that because you play in higher rated lobbies with friends, that means you belong in this rank. When I play with my Diamond friends, they can play in Champ lobbies because I'm covering for their weaknesses. This is something this is repeated in multiple comments. If you can't get there on your own, then you just quite aren't there, which isn't a bad thing. I have 6,000 hours in this game and I'm only Grand Champ 1. This is without a doubt the hardest game to get consistent at. So throw RA a bunch of numbers. Thank you for that comment because 100% I agree with it, and there is a lot to learn from this one sentence right here, which was repeated in multiple responses. We'll see. When I play with my Diamond friends, they can play in Champ lobbies because I'm covering for their weaknesses. This has been a recurring thought in my head as I've played with my friends in the past, and I've, gotten queued into competitive Platinum or Diamond lobbies, and we're able to win the game, or I'm able to score a goal, or I'm able to do something, whatever. I'm a gold. I can't register in my head obviously playing up a rank or two whole leagues essentially above me. It's hard to reckon when I'm trying to keep up with the pace of play, when I'm frequently going faster around the field, using more boosts, trying to eye all of the ball bouncing back and forth because, in higher ranked lobbies, things will just happen faster. That's just how the game works because people can operate mechanically faster and have the strategy to see multiple steps ahead versus someone like a silver or a gold or whatever, where a lot of the game is literally played like the second or the 5 seconds at a time that you're just trying to move forward or hit the ball or whatever. So I appreciate the very layman's wisdom right here. Like, just because I can sometimes survive in a higher ranked game with my friends or people that I know who can carry me, that doesn't mean that I deserve that rank or that you deserve that rank. And that's not a bad thing because that just means that the game is genuinely being able to express skill. Like, and it makes sense because as a gold with a gold ego, I think a lot of golds would say if you threw me in a bronze lobby or if you throw me in a lower ranked silver lobby, even though the skill gap is probably closer than, especially as you get higher up in the game, a gold 4 in a bronze lobby will most likely be able to run that lobby entirely. Like, even if the hits aren't perfect, if you whiff a couple, like, you're still a gold. You'll probably be able to do simple aerials. You'll probably be able to see reactions off of the wall, off the corners, off the backboard a little bit better than your average bronze who's either just picking up the game for the first time or is like literally 5 years old. You know what I mean? Like, it makes sense that if you're a higher rank, you can carry lower ranks. But if there's higher ranks than you still, you're not going to be able to reach those higher ranks unless you're genuinely expressing that level of play. Otherwise, you will be the one getting carried. And, as you get higher in the game and there's still higher to go, it can sometimes be easier to feel like you're doing more than you actually are. So it's important that, I acknowledged him right here saying, like, that's fair. And I don't believe that I just deserve higher rank because I play with higher ranked friends. Like, that's not definitely the point. I need to be consistent on my own. Let's see. From DM Me Your Bazongas. That was a crazy name. DM Me Your Bazongas said, hey man, 1v1 ranks are always lower than other modes. I'm champ 2 in 2s and 3s and plat 3 in 1v1. It's very normal to be diamond rank in 2s and 3s and gold in 1v1. So that makes perfect sense. Like, eventually, and that makes sense because right now I'm kind of in like the gold 3 range of 2v2s, and I'm rising. Like, I tend to win a majority of the 2v2s I've been playing lately, so it makes perfect sense to me that logically in the next couple months even, I could probably be plat 1, and that's not even like a stretch, just based off of the level of other golds that I run into playing in 2v2s and that I'm able to either surmount or combine with a decent other gold teammate. So that makes a lot of sense that I will continue to be gold in 1v1s even if I in 2v2s and 3v3s with the combination of other people's skill and attention in the game. Like, obviously I'll be able to rise easier in those games. But you'll win a lot more 1v1s if you play safe and focus on not giving away free goals. True. If you're gold in 2s and 3s, you just need to do a couple things to reach plat. And I don't know if he means this plat in the sense of 1v1s or he means plat in the sense of gold in 2s and 3s. So I'm going to assume that he means 2s and 3s. He's talking about bounce shots, hitting the ball right after it bounces, gets power, hook shots, which I'm practicing for sure. Defense, put yourself between the ball and your net. They can't win if they can't score. If you are simply in between the ball and the net, you will save 90% of shots in gold. I feel like that is true, just the way that I've seen it playing. I feel like sometimes there is still obviously the RNG factor / the mistake factor of still me on defense, and I'll obviously make a random flip or I'll just like drive slightly to the left when I should have stayed completely still. And like those things still happen at gold, unfortunately. And obviously they're bound to happen to anyone, but they're definitely bound to happen to me as I haven't been putting in hundreds or whatever hours of consistency. Talking about clears, since gold players don't have the mechanics to do anything threatening, a small improvement on defense will give a huge positive result. Focus on getting a powerful clear using the bounce and the hook shot. Tiny aerials. Most gold players can't reliably hit the ball if it's higher than a double jump. This is also true because I struggle with this all the time. Like when I see a ball, slow falling across the field from the ceiling, or if it's a quick bounce up that bounces from someone off of the wall and it's taken a little bit of time. So there's going to be a couple seconds worth of time that someone could be in the air, whether it's me or the defender. Obviously, like, I struggle with controlling my aerials right off the bat, and that's something I'm trying to get a lot better at. And you don't have to fly higher than the crossbar is a really interesting tip that I'm going to try to utilize more, because I think a lot about going straight up, and I think a lot about having to utilize that area right under the ceiling. But low-key, he's right. Like, if I can utilize my best flies, like, under that line / the top of the goal and just better find a route to goals or like forward position, that is probably going to help me a lot. Then he talks about hitting the ball when it rolls up the wall and making clear contact. Other than that, the best thing you can do is learn to drive, flip, and shoot accurately. You will always be learning to do all three things better and better in every rank, and those are the biggest defining factors of your rank. So consider this tip the most important one of all. DM me your bazongas. That is honestly really good advice, and we will definitely be carrying it in. We appreciate that quite a bit. Let's do a couple more of these comments. This guy, Decent Human Being 21, said, I see champ players in my Plat 2 games all the time. You can be good at 2s and be bad at 1s. Which is good to know. And that's just common knowledge, I guess, at this point, that I'm just going to have to accept and roll with. Clark Daddy Champ 2 said, if you want to get good at 2s and 3s, then play 2s and 3s, not 1s. Positioning, strategy, in-game decision making, and certain types of touches are what will help you improve in non-1s modes that 1s can't provide for you. So this is where I was kind of confused, and for a couple of these responses, I think they may have misread the top of my post and just saying like, I don't think they understood that I'm specifically grinding 1v1s trying to be plat, and I wasn't necessarily trying to factor in my other kinds of gameplay, but just focusing on my solo gameplay. So I see people applying advice that is like, they're just telling me about 2s and 3s, and they're just like disregarding the fact that I talked about 1s, which is okay, because I think there is a fair point to, there's a lot of things in 1s modes that don't apply to 1s. Like, obviously, like, someone setting me up an alley-oop in a 2 or a 3 off of the backboard is different than me having to set up my own alley-oop in a 1 and being more technical about the full execution of a play versus only having to contribute to 1/2 or 1/3 of a successful play. So that makes a lot of sense in general, but I also do feel like, I could be wrong because I'm a gold and I'm new, whatever. I do feel like, just in a very conventional, simple way, like, to the same extent that there are things in 2s and 3s that I can learn that will get me better at 1s that I can't learn in 1s. I also feel like there's going to be a lot of things in 1s that make me better at 2s and 3s. Like, I feel like if I can low-key mechanically handle myself in a 1 when all of the pressure is on me, if half the pressure is taken away in a 2 where my teammate is good and can also read my rotation and I read his and we're on the same page generally, like, I would think my practice in 1s and my touches and all of those micro mechanical things will genuinely add up to at least help as more practice for 2s and 3s conversely. I think it's like a vice versa thing personally, but that's just me. Hello, my friend 1. This was the most, I think, you could say hostile comment, but I don't think it was hostile because he just said it to help. But he said, you cannot hold your own in plat and diamond lobbies. I agree. I feel like you're trying to make me cry, though, so don't do that again. Your friends that are playing with you are covering for you, but you do not realize it. If you were truly holding your own, then you would rank up to those ranks however you can. Thanks. My friend who was playing in the Champ 3 lobby with me fell into the same mindset trap that you are currently in. We were able to trade games consistently, and when he went back to his Platinum 3 lobbies, he was getting upset and even took a break from the game because he swore he was better since he was able to quote-unquote hang against Grand Champ players. Now, once again, reaffirming to probably the most hostile version of Reddit that I've had to interact with for this video. I don't genuinely think I can just be plat or diamond off the rip because I can play in a game with my friends for that. That was mainly for the post to get a reaction and to get better advice out of people who see me struggling. But it is a fair point. It is a fair point, right? Like, once again, like, I can play up in a certain game and people will cover for me. And that makes sense because there are better players in there doing better things for me that will cover for the fact that even if I'm moving at a subpar level for gold, you know, like a 2v3 with higher ranked people is going to have a closer skill gap / competition than me, you know, still being lower, which makes sense. Hedge King here said, how many hours do you have? Platinum 1 and 1s is Diamond 1 and Diamond 2 and 2s. I would recommend playing 2s by yourself and trying to hit Platinum there first, as it will be easier, especially if you can hold your own against in higher lobbies. Other than that, the best practice there is trying to get good, fast touches in free play for like a half hour before each session. Good luck. Hedge King, I appreciate this a lot. I will definitely continue to be doing my, training warm-ups. Absolutely. And it's just, it's nice to know that I'm exactly where I need to be, because I told him I was at about 170 hours in game, and he told me it's nothing, LOL, especially if most of that time is spent having fun and not playing seriously. You are right where you should be, so don't put yourself down for it. Hell yeah. All right. I think we only have a couple more left here. So Vivid Perception said, sorry if I missed it, but what rank are you in 2s? I am gold 2, gold 3. 1s is very difficult and usually has much higher ranked players compared to the actual rank. I don't know how it is at Plat, but you're probably playing against high diamonds or low champs. I'm probably playing against low to mid to maybe high diamonds or just higher golds. That would be my. I shouldn't diamond. Why did I say that? What's wrong with me? I'm most likely playing against just higher golds and or like lower mid tier platinum players. That's most likely who I'm playing in ones, if that's the case. I would not feel bad for not doing well. Ones is very mental focused, and you have to be pretty disciplined when it comes to improving. But it is very, very good at helping you get better. I'm over 1,500, I would assume, MMR in twos, but only Diamond 3 and ones. However, that's still the top 2% of ones players. Oh, okay. Do not worry about the rank and focus on getting better. I will continue to do that. That will definitely be like my main thing going forward. Yeah, we just have this one last comment that I engaged with. Dear Lovely said ones and twos are very different. It's true that plat ones is equivalent to diamond twos, but that doesn't mean one is easier than the other. That's the nuance I'm looking for, and I really appreciate this. It's a different beat with different strategies and game sense. Ultimately, if you have the mechs for plat ones, all you need is hours in games and twos. I actually advise against long warm-ups and training because right now mechs aren't the issue. All you need is just game sense and getting a feel for playing twos. So this is once again another comment where I think they thought that I'm trying to get better at twos or just better in general, even though I'm really trying to get better at ones. So I do ultimately though appreciate him saying that just because there might be equivalence between a lower rank one and a higher rank in twos or threes that kind of mixes together to average out your actual rank, that doesn't mean that one is actually easier than the other. Like ones is a different game than twos is a different game than threes. Like it's all Rocket League, it's all car soccer, but playing by yourself versus playing with a team is a lot different of a game. The pace is different. The style of play is different based on each individual player, especially if they come together. So it makes sense that right now, if my goal is to just get better at the game, there's a couple big takeaways. One, what I really need to do is just get better and get more comfortable at playing the game, and we got to be okay with the losses and the MMR and the whatever, as long as we're just getting more hours in the game, because more hours means more touches means more opportunities to learn, to observe, to apply things that I've already done or have tried to do better, and we can just continue to grow in every aspect of the game, whether it's mechanically how I hit the ball, how I'm boosting and reaching boost pads all over the map to ideally keep myself as best prepared throughout the game. If it's learning how to do better wall hits, if it's eventually getting my aerials to a point where I can go off the wall or off the ceiling, which is I think a far, far way away. But if it's the mechanical stuff plus the game sense stuff of knowing how to play with teammates who play a certain way, or getting better at simply reading the ball or reading an enemy so I know whether to make the demo, make the 50-50 that will go our way, or simply just defend it. Like, all of these things are just going to come with time and with putting more hours in the game. And I can't really focus that much on, thinking that every single game is like this linear path up to like being better, versus the more time I play it and the more time I spend in each respective game mode, the more that I'm going to grow. And that makes a lot of sense. And I genuinely appreciate everyone here on the Rocket League subreddit that decided to like interact with me genuinely and kindly, and like, whether it was direct and a little bit Reddit-y or it was like actually like a big brother kind of like putting his hand on my shoulder and being like, don't worry, bro. Like you're exactly where you need to be. Like all of the comments made me feel really good. And I just want to shout out the Rocket League subreddit because you are now an integral part of Nick Rose Live and my journey in Rocket League and this channel's come up. So I really want to thank you all for giving me the advice I need to keep going to continue the road to platinum strong. Obviously, as soon as this game downloads in a bit, I'm going to start playing and applying those things I just read. But until then, we're going to cut it. Thank you guys so much for tuning in to Nick Rose Live. If you enjoyed more stuff like this, where I'm doing more kind of a reaction live stream style, either watching a video or reading something or putting something out there that other people respond to or I react to or whatever, let me know, because I definitely am probably going to do this at different points for the other games I play, whether it's 2K or Fortnite or Call of Duty or something else that would just be funny to post and be like, I'm bad. How do I get better? And then see like actual experienced people respond genuinely or be like, you fucking suck. I think that would be funny. So let me know if you want to see more videos like that. And obviously, please like the video. Subscribe to this channel if you want to see more videos from me playing Rocket League, playing a bunch of other video games, playing games with you. Yeah, we're going to leave it right there and get back to the gaming. Nick Rose live, and we're out. Goodbye, guys.